City series cigars and Citrus 7s, black cement 3s, 4s, the hairs and bread 11s. No doubt that I'll be wearing some fire at any sighting. With these Dorenbecker 5s, you can see me in any lighting. It's exciting, I'll be flexing to the coldest degree. What's up, everybody? It's Sneakerhead M Checks. I got the reverse infrared 6s, also known as the Salesman Infrared 6s, releasing Saturday, February 14th. So as usual, we're going to take a close detailed look at the shoe from all angles. I'm going to put these on and step around them so you actually look on feet. After that, I'm going to share my opinion on these, and then I'm going to talk about release predictions, when I think the best time to buy will be, and all that stuff. So let's get right to it.
Material looks good. The shape and cuts and everything look nice. The color's a little off, kinda, but not too crazy. Lace locks got Nike on one side and Jumpman on the other. The infrared on these isn't quite as bright as it is on the 2019 pair. See, it's more vibrant than it is on these. There's also no 3M on these. On the 2019 pair, they have the 3M here inside the little holes. And then you can see on these, it's just all blacked out. And here on the right shoe, they have the Salesman sample hang tag with the sample details in English on one side and French on the other side. Here on the inner side, they're pretty much the same as the regular infrareds except for this little part right here. On these, it's black, but then on the 2019s, they have the little infrared there. But the rest of this, other than the shade difference on the infrared, everything's the same. Well, actually, the material on this back part is a little different than it is. On this part right here, you can see it on camera. It's not too different, it's just a little bit more like rough or stiff feeling. Pause. Nike Air on the back in that beautiful infrared color. Looks really good over the black. I think this is my favorite part about these, is the red Nike Air. All black interior, sample stamping here on the inside, Nike Air on the insoles. Black and translucent outsole with the red Jumpman. Very beautiful. They come in this cardboard box. Jumpman on the top, Nike Air on the sides. Here on the inside, on the lid, they have this little black label. And then there's black plastic, as well as white paper in here. And here's the box label. Air Jordan 6 Retro in black and light crimson. That explains the color difference, because this is a light crimson. These are actually infrared. Here's a quick all-around view of the shoe. Alright, now see they look on feet.
Bitches know I get the bread, that just make them interested. Yeah, I got these Yeezys, but I'd rather wear my infrared. I like to own pairs where the quantity is limited. Off-white Jordan 1s, I just call them interbreds. I got all the Jordans, I got all the Jordans. I caught my mama a pair of 8s, now we got matching.
I mean, they ain't these, but they still fire. I fuck with them. Looking at them next to the 2019 infrareds is not doing justice though. Cause then you start to realize the infrared's not really infrared, which I feel like, you know, I mean, even for myself, like prior to really looking at them next to these, I didn't really notice how off it was. Like, it definitely looked a little off, but I mean, we looked at them before. These are pretty different. I mean, they both look good, but you know what's crazy? I feel like the Nike Air on the back actually looks like infrared. You can see right from here, like it's not exactly the same shade. That's that light crimson. It actually kind of looks a little orange on camera, but I'm telling you, in person, this stitching looks pretty infrared. I don't know what it is about the lighting on it, but yeah, this light crimson just don't hit the same. I don't know why they did that. By themselves, it's not really noticeable though. It's like when you meet a girl, she look good, she like 8 out of 10, she valid. You feeling her, and then the 10 pulls up. Now it's harder to appreciate the 8 as much. That's really how it is with these. So if you like the reverse infrareds and you don't want to tarnish that for yourself, don't look at them next to these. But nah, these are still nice. Black infrared 6s are one of my favorite sneakers of all time. Probably my favorite sneaker of all time. I love these. OD. Always have. And I remember as a kid, before I got my first pair of infrareds, I wanted them so bad, I just used to Google them all the time to look at different pictures of them. When I would do that, the 2000 pair would come up, the OG 1991 pair would come up, but then I'd also see this other pair with the colors flipped on the front half of the midsole and the red Nike Air on the back. And I didn't know what they were or why they were a little different from the infrared 6s that I was used to seeing, but I thought they looked cool too. Especially with the infrared colored Nike Air on the back. Crazy. The pair I was seeing in those Google searches was a sample pair from 1999 that never got released. So that 1999 sample is what inspired this reverse infrared 6's release. That's why they got the Salesman sample hang tag. The sock liner on these has the sample stamp in them. If you look at enough Jordan samples, you'll see some of them have this stamp inside. Obviously, these aren't actually a sample pair because they're releasing, but that stamp's in there because they're inspired by that old sample. Considering the first infrared 6 retro came out the following year in 2000, that sample was obviously an idea for that release, but they scrapped it prior to and went with the original color color blocking for the 2000s retro. Gotta be careful with these. And we got these beauties instead. Yes, this is the 2000 Infrared 6s. First retro. Probably my favorite release of these. And you can see these are in excellent condition. And it's good to see that 26 years later, that even though I definitely can't wear them, that they're still in one piece. And same for the other shoe. Since I got them out, I'm gonna show y'all the other shoe too. You can see, obviously other than the parts that are starting to crumble, these are 10 out of 10. I did wear them though. See that? Y'all know how I do. I wear my shits, but shit's just got too old. But anyway, so for me to see these released now just brings back those old memories of me being a kid who was just on the computer Googling the sneakers that he wanted but didn't have yet. And like, those days was the foundation of all this, and all this is the foundation of this channel, and both mean so much to me. It's just, damn, this shit got me getting all sentimental and shit. This shoe brings me a great feeling of nostalgia, and it's just like a full circle moment almost, I guess you could say. So I feel like I kind of gotta have these just for that reason. Because with these two being so similar, I really don't need both. Because the way I see it is, any fit that I would put on with these gonna go with these too. So although I like these, it's like, when would I ever choose these over my favorites? You know what I mean? It's gotta be very circumstantial. And so normally I would just pass on these for that reason. But because of the whole childhood memory thing I just explained, I kind of want them in the collection. I can use them as like a backup for these or something like that. Like, I don't know. I can't say I would make them a rainy day shoe. It's not a shoe I'd wear in the rain, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe let's just say they take mad long to retro these again, and maybe this pair, isn't wearable anymore. I doubt they'll go that long without retro them, but let's just say that happens and I'd have these, to wear in the meantime. Something like that. I'll figure it out. If not, I could sell them, but I don't think I want to. But yeah, leave me a comment, let me know how you feel about these and if you plan on copping or not. I think the concept of these is gonna fly over a lot of people's heads, because I don't think a lot of people know about the original sample. So these might get some hate out of ignorance, but they're still a good looking shoe regardless, so I don't know if that really matters. But I mean, the light crimson instead of infrared is disappointing, but still. Like I said, they ain't got shit on these, but they cool. Does anybody like these better than the regular black infrareds? I'm sure most of us don't, but I know somebody's gotta have a different opinion. I'm just curious how many. So leave a comment, let me know. The real question is, how hard are these gonna be to get on release day? I really want to say they won't be that hard to get, but at the same time, this is an NBA All-Star Weekend release, and at least as of recent, the NBA All-Star Weekend Jordan releases usually fly. Obviously, the release is always going to depend on the shoe itself and other factors, but just think about it. Last year, it was the metallic 5s and the bread ones. The bread ones was limited, so those was different, but like really limited. But the metallics, crazy. And like I said, it's not just because it was an All-Star Weekend release. I know we all like the metallics. There's other reasons why, but 2024 was the reimagined 4s. I know the value on those has gone down recently, but if y'all remember, those flew on release day. 2023 was the black and white ones. That's another one that I know the value on those have flopped. Those might be not too much over retail now, but when they came out, they sold out mad fast. All them shits flew on release day, if you recall. And I know history doesn't always repeat itself like that, but I don't know. I could see these selling out. It may be a situation where they sell out and then they kind of sit after the restocks, but I don't know. I mean, I really could see it going either way, but if you want them, I would not sleep on them. Just a heads up if you didn't already know, 6s usually run big, so that's why I went with a size 9 for these instead of my usual 9.5, because the 9 just feels better. 9.5 and 6s for me usually feels a little bit too loose, or looser than I'd like them to feel, so even though I wear a 9.5 in most other Jordans, that's why I went with a 9 for these. But if you're not able to grab these at retail and you're going to pay aftermarket for them, I don't think there's really any rush to buy them. I don't think this is a shoe that's going to kick up in value rapidly in the near future, or at all, to be honest. Of course, they're going to go up from, what they are after release at some point, but I'm sure it won't be for a while, and it'll probably be at a slow, gradual rate. Personally, I don't like to wait too long to buy anything aftermarket, because that just gives fakes more time to get around. But as far as the price is concerned, I don't think there's any reason to rush to buy these if you're going to buy aftermarket. But hopefully none of y'all watching this have to deal with that, so enter all the raffles from, obviously, legit retailers. Be ready on release day. But yeah, if this was helpful in any way or taught you anything, I'd really appreciate if you liked the video. And if you're interested in more early reviews like this or any other sneaker related content, please do us both a favor and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Once you're subscribed, make sure you tap that little bell icon where the subscribe button was and select all. That way when I put a new video out, you get notified, you won't miss out on anything. Thank you all for watching. Everybody please stay safe and healthy out there, and I'll see you next time.